Hey guys, welcome back to Experimental Reality. I'm Luke, as always, with my co-hosts Josh.
Hey guys.
And Chayan.
What's up?
And this week we're going to be covering E3, we're going to be covering technical difficulties we had with our first episode, and we're going to be covering, as always, how was your week? Josh, I hear you actually faced off with death, not once, but twice this week. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, funny story. I was hanging out with some friends on, it would have been Sunday night, and we had chicken nuggets, right? Well, for whatever reason, I think I got food poisoning or something from the chicken nuggets. So I went home that night not feeling good. I ended up getting up in the middle of the night, losing my chicken nuggets, went back to bed, woke up again at 6 to go to work, got out of bed, I was like, yep, I'm losing my chicken nuggets again. So I went back, and actually, I texted my supervisor, and I was like, hey, I'm not coming to work today because I'm like feeling kind of sick, right? And he texts back, it's Sunday. I was like, wait, what? I thought it was Monday, so I checked my phone. It's Monday. I was like, I'm so confused. And then he texts back like a few minutes later. He's like, oh, never mind, LOL. I was like, oh, well, okay, that's solved. So yeah, I felt like I was going to die on Monday. And then so that was the first face-off with death. I didn't actually die, though, because I ended up having to go to work on Tuesday.
I mean, we're going to assume you did not lose your face-off with death.
Yes. Although, to be honest, I kind of wish death had killed me, because then I wouldn't have had to go to work on Tuesday. But it's all good. It's all good. And then on Thursday, I had to go get my final vaccination shot because I was like 2 years delayed on it because I'm great at this sort of thing. I hate shots, by the way. And apparently about half the people who get this shot have like a mild reaction to it, and I'm one of the half of those people. So yeah, my entire body has ached, and I feel lightheaded constantly for the last couple days. And work sucked on Friday because I was feeling crappy, and also had to clean out the evaporator, so it was like hot and like humid. It sucked. And so yeah, I wanted to die. And then last night I had a bunch of friends over again, and I was ready to go to bed at about 8 o'clock, but of course they weren't, so.
That is the risk you play, having people over.
Yeah.
Very true, very true.
Although if you had died from chicken nuggets, we absolutely would have mocked you on the podcast.
I know.
No offense.
Maybe not this week, but
Not
like,
this week.
Definitely like at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, you have to
down
have
the
like
road.
2 weeks to grieve, and then it's just fair game.
Although, speaking of chicken nuggets, though, Luke and his Dorito nugget.
Yeah, I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
First thing I want to do this week is give a shout out to our good friend Jason for providing the intro and outro music for the show. So thank you, Jason. We forgot to give you proper credit last week. Figured we'd rectify that first.
Please stop sending us hate messages.
Yeah, it's very rude.
We're sorry.
He showed up at my house this week with a gun. I was like, dude, calm down. We'll get to it this week.
We'll give you credit, man. Like, it's not that, like, chill.
Anyway.
Did we even have it when we recorded last week? I think we got it right out. Oh,
we got it after the recording, so I didn't put it in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Okay, it's the principle of the thing.
We have it now.
We love you, Jason.
Jason, I love you.
You've never met Jason.
I know,
So,
I haven't, but I still love him.
You just had to hear the
You
music.
can just love Jason from afar.
I love Jason. Okay?
Jason, you have a secret admirer.
Not so secret admirer. It's Josh.
This is Josh's public declaration for the world to hear. My week it could have been better. There was like something unfortunate that happened Monday night, and like nobody's responsible for your own happiness but yourself, of course. But, it did cast a bit of a shadow on the rest of the week, but we really definitely don't need to get into that on the pod.
Luke beat me extra hard with this
I beat him extra hard on
Tuesday
Tuesday because I missed Monday. He was sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yesterday for lunch, I packed like a sandwich and like one of those little grab bags of Doritos that they sell you for like $1.50 at the concession stand of a baseball game or whatever.
The ones that are like 60% air and like
and there's like 12
chips.
Doritos in there total.
Oh.
Well, I opened mine up, and there's something confronting me. It's about the size of a chicken nugget.
Almost like a wing from Beat-Ups.
Yeah,
like a very
Beat-Ups wing. It was huge.
Now I want B-dubs. You guys want to go to B-dubs after this?
After the pod, we'll talk about it.
Possibly. Yeah.
I kind of want to now, but I've also been spending way too much money on food lately.
Yeah,
Beat-Ups, please sponsor the show.
No free ads.
Yeah, no free ads. But the size of a wing from an unknown wings place, it was just Dorito powder.
Just Dorito
powder. A solid block.
Did you like try to eat it? Is that how you found out? Or?
I did end up breaking it in half later on, but I wanted to take a picture of it. I'm going to send that picture to Frito-Lay and be like, what is this?
I'll post it on Twitter too.
Yeah, we'll get it up on Twitter.
Well, okay, do you want to finish or do you want to tell about my mac and cheese?
Yeah, please.
Okay,
please.
So there was a giant chicken nugget. He also had a little tiny chunk, probably about the size of like a penny or something. About the thickness of, I don't know, about the thickness of your finger probably. And so I had this big bowl of mac and cheese that reheated mac and cheese.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was just like Kraft mac and cheese. Like, how can you go wrong? Anyways, I was like, you know what? This isn't cheesy enough. So I took that little chunk of Dorito flavoring, put that in there, kind of mashed it up, mixed it around for a little bit. It flavored the entire mac and cheese to taste like Doritos, like nacho cheese Doritos. I was like, this is both simultaneously the most delicious thing and the most like disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my life.
It's the sort of thing you feel disgusted with yourself for enjoying.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Like chick flicks.
I don't enjoy those.
You know, Mean Girls was a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Mean Girls is like the only chick
Oh wait,
flick I've ever enjoyed.
I have. It was
Like
what,
you-
3 years ago.
Anytime I'm giving someone a ride, I'll be like, "Get in, loser. We're going shopping."
Right? Do you ever actually go shopping with them?
No, I don't buy much. Except
False
food.
advertising.
And except
buy
for that
food.
one random video game at Walmart last.
True. That was worth it. I haven't played it yet, obviously. I probably won't for years. But anyway, Cheyenne, how was your week?
It was, I mean, not very exciting. I slept really late. Like, I wanted to get up and actually, like at a decent time, but I ended up sleeping till, like, noon and getting out of bed, like, by 1 and then getting ready for work and went to work. But I went to the gym, like, I got a gym membership, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. And, I've been working out after work, which, I mean, some people would say, hey, you're nuts. You get off of work at like 1:30. Why are you going to the gym at 2 and working out for like an hour and a half? It's simply because I'm insane. But it's been great. I also bought this great protein powder that tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Or like, and it doesn't taste like Fruity Pebbles. It tastes like the milk after you ate like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. Like it's like fruit. It's amazing.
I conferred with my siblings who consider themselves to be cereal experts, and they think that sounds gross.
Really? Like
They're not a big fan of that sugary milk stuff at the bottom.
It's honestly like it's one of the best protein powders I've ever had. Anyways, so I've been working out and stuff. I didn't go Thursday night because I had to be to work at noon on Friday, and I didn't get out of there till like 1:16 in the morning. I'm like, I'm not going to the gym because I have to get up early. And so yeah, I've pretty much just been working, but I'm down like 12 pounds in like 2.5 weeks, so that's cool.
Dope.
Sounds healthy
Yeah.
and sustainable.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just loses 12 pounds every week until he ceases to exist.
every 2.5
That's-
Sorry, every
weeks.
2.5
2.5 weeks.
I've got a long ways to go.
It's true. We could probably get a whole year's worth of episodes in before Cheyenne just spontaneously ceases to exist.
It's like that meme.
maybe
It's like,
more.
if I eat myself, will I completely cease to exist, or I'll like double in size or whatever it is? I don't what that meme
I
is.
feel like your mass wouldn't change.
I know, but that's the joke of it.
All right, great work, everyone.
Anyway.
8 minutes into the podcast, and we're already on auto cannibalism. Very proud of us all.
We made it 8 minutes.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
that's
really
true.
proud actually. We made it 8 minutes until we had to resort to cannibalism.
So if I had to pick one word to sum up my week, it would be extra cheesy. Like my puns.
cheesy.
Oh my gosh,
It's true.
kill me now.
That's yours. Okay.
fine.
Okay, what's my phrase for the week? I don't know. What would it be? Like, I've just been working and working out. Like,
Yeah.
Work,
Nah, I got nothing.
yeah, work until you drop or something. I don't know.
I've got a boring life. That's my phrase.
Work.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Speaking of work, unless you have something else.
No, go for it.
We had a lot of things that didn't work out last
Yes, for
week.
sure.
Okay, so I know in the last week's podcast I said I was going to do daily YouTube videos. I don't know what I was saying there. Daily YouTube videos. If you go check on YouTube, you will see that obviously did not happen, as there's 1 video on YouTube, 2 as the time of this recording, 2 when you actually watch
Yeah,
this
2 is the
recording.
time of this upload.
1 as of the time of this recording. Anyway, do you have something, Chayan?
Yeah. Also, speaking of that video, first off, before he gets into more,
Yeah.
thank you for the support. It's been awesome to
Yes.
check in on it. Thank you so much.
It's really fun just to kind of watch it
Absolutely.
rise and look at all the graphs and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I'm a nerd, so I love graphs. Like, is that anyone
Gee, I
else?
thought you were a normal college student.
I am a normal college student who loves graphs.
Moving on. I do have to publish an official retraction, by the way. Last week I made a joke that my mother would not listen to the podcast, but she did skim randomly through the podcast didn't actually hear the part where I said she wasn't going to listen to the podcast, which, 50-50, but it's an official retraction. I'm sorry, Mom. You did, in fact, listen to the podcast.
I can say my mom...
Love you. Great job.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got her to listen to, like, the first half while she was cooking supper, and then she turned it off to eat supper. I don't think she ever finished it.
I posted the promo to my Facebook, and, like, my mom, like, started listening to it. I don't know if she got all the way through, but I got, a message, a comment on there from my aunt that she watched it, but only got, like, partway through, and it must have cut out. And so, I mean, I know it wasn't technical difficulties on our end. It's probably just, like, internet connection or something. But, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's, like, if you know us and you're listening to this podcast, we really appreciate your support. And if you don't know us and are listening to this podcast, doubly so.
Well,
because, you don't even get to see us in real life. We can't even be like, so, you listen to our podcast yet? We can't even guilt trip you. So...
I mean, we can.
We
but
can.
It wouldn't work very well.
And apparently we have, like, one guy from France listening to our...
Really?
Yeah, I was looking at
That's
the
awesome.
YouTube analytics.
I
There's,
might know who that is, actually.
one person from France. I was like, dope. The French people are into experimental reality, too.
Yes, I posted on an internet community I'm a part of, and there's a French guy in there, so it might be him. Hottie, if that's you, you're my boy.
I got excited there. It was just some random French dude that just, like...
But if it's not you, other French dude, you're my boy, too. I hope you get second place in this year's tournament that I cannot name because we're not in the right section of the day for it.
Oh. And now for soccer talk.
All right, so the United States women's national
This
team...
has been soccer
I had
talk.
an actual thing.
Rip Luke. He
get it
typed.
next.
We were setting up, and he's like, "Hold up, I gotta quick type this up." And he actually like typed it on his phone to like remember it. And then Josh goes and just does that.
All right.
Okay, so what is this?
It's okay, buddy.
We can't. It's
tournament?
soccer talk is over.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Hey, next week, so you might be able to bring it back if you remember.
We'll see. All right. Yeah, so
totally
tell us about
forgot.
your technical difficulties.
Okay, so yeah. First of all, I felt like crap on Monday because I had food poisoning. That was fun. So then, at least on the bright side, I was off of work because I was at home. So I did spend most of the day working on my NASA thing, and then also trying to get us up on like different platforms and like figuring out logos and icons and stuff because that was a little weird and it was I don't know. And so basically, what happened was we were we wanted to be on how many platforms? Like 6 or something.
Five.
I think it was 5 or 6 was our target.
Yeah, we got all of them except for SoundCloud. But it took us it took me throughout the week to get us on like Spotify and iTunes and stuff. Which at least we're on though.
Yeah, it should be easier to go up now that we're
it should
on
be
there.
automatic this time around.
So we had issues with like icons being way too big, like 3-4 times as big as they're supposed
Why
to
do
be.
I export things at high quality?
I don't know why.
Because I care about
Because
my
you
things.
care. And iTunes is like, nah, forget that.
So
Well, most things, like, they automatically, they're like, okay, these are the right dimensions. We're just gonna automatically...
compress it for you.
automatically compress it. So,
Yeah.
like, I never, like, consider that, except for, like, when I was doing Twitch and stuff, I, like, actually... But even those I exported at slightly higher quality, and it still accepted them. So, I don't know.
I don't know. Podbean seemed to be fine. It was like Google and Apple and like Spotify. They all threw a fit. They're just like, we ain't doing this,
Apple
bro.
and Google, why do you hate us?
So-
Sponsor us instead.
Sponsor
Please.
Yeah, please. Just think, you could sponsor the next up-and-coming podcast just before it just plummets straight to the ground.
We peak on our 3rd episode when we get a Google sponsorship.
We've already peaked, honestly.
It's all downhill from here.
We peaked at 10 minutes and 34 seconds in our first podcast. Whatever that moment was, I don't remember.
It was great, though.
But
It was probably
great.
Taco Cats, not gonna lie.
Taco Kids. Speaking of which, I got Exploding Kittens this last week. No.
Hold up. Okay, let's backpedal real quick about 5 minutes. Technical difficulties, right?
Now we're on Taco Cat.
I just want to say that I got Exploding Kittens this week. I am a true believer. Exploding Kittens, and there is a card in there that is Taco Cat. That's where I was going with that.
It's a palindrome. Palindromes are fun.
Yeah, that's what it says on the card. It's like, I am a palindrome. As it is a cat. It's literally like a hard shell taco with like a cat head and like some legs and maybe a tail or something. It's like that entire game is just like an acid trip of a card
It's
game.
weird.
It's fun though.
I played it in a car ride, which I don't know if it made it weirder or just was the same because I've never played it outside of a car ride.
Huh. We'll play it for the YouTube sometime.
Yeah.
See how that
Or
goes.
Twitch.
Or Twitch.
Maybe we'll set up
Live.
Maybe we'll Twitch on YouTube.
It's like a 15-minute game. Oh my
Too much
gosh.
coffee.
For those of you who cannot see, Luke just visibly twitched.
Like mad Twitch.
Like,
Look, big time.
I drank 3 things of coffee this morning.
Hey, I drank a protein shake.
Wow.
That's all I've eaten today.
Cool. My ever-growing caffeine dependency is just a punchline to you. Yeah, same here. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically, because I was trying to get the podcast, we're going back to technical difficulties.
Yes.
Okay,
No, we're still on that.
Yes.
Thank you.
So basically, due to trying to get the podcast up and running on all the different platforms, I thought it would be easier than it was, but it wasn't. So that is what it is. I didn't do the daily YouTube videos. However, Meme Review Friday turned in. I'm just gonna post a meme on Twitter. Review Friday.
What's our Twitter again?
@experimental RE1. So go check it. Go follow us on Twitter, and you can check out my amazing Avengers experimental reality meme.
Yes, it's actually a meme about the show.
Yeah.
So we got...
It's super meta.
Yeah, it's super meta. That's my superhero name, is Super Meta.
Super meta. Anyway, so the plan is going forward. I just want to do a quick plug for how our YouTube's going to work. You won't get to, if you're listening on Spotify, you won't get to experience this reality the same way everyone on YouTube gets to experience this reality. That's
So we do have multiple.
You said mine was a stretch.
We do have multiple experimental realities then.
No.
No,
Just one.
according to the
You
meme,
said
there's
one?
just one.
Just one.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to go look at it.
Yeah.
We're not going to explain the meme on air. So,
Yeah.
go check out our Twitter, @experimentalre1 if you want to see that meme.
Also, while you're checking out stuff, if you haven't already, go check out the YouTube video. I worked hard on the animations. I'm pretty proud of them. I think they look good.
They are very good.
Yeah. Anyway, so the plan is we're going to do podcasts 1, 2, and 3, those first 3 weeks. Week number 4, so after the 4th podcast goes up, I'm thinking if everything goes smoothly up until that point, we get the podcast, because that's obviously the number one thing for us right now, is getting the podcast up and running, getting that working smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. Once that's going, on that 4th week, I will probably start doing a Wednesday and then a Friday video. I don't know what I'm going to do on Wednesday, but Friday will be Meme Review Friday. And also, I'll try to come up with a unique meme for Twitter every Friday, if I can. But I might run out of ideas after week number 2. So, we will see.
You have one meme in the pipeline.
I have one meme in the pipeline. Yes.
Really straining Josh's creative abilities here.
Because, like, we don't have a lot of content, though, to make memes about. That's
a good point.
the problem.
We are creating content
Exactly.
right now. So,
I mean, you could just make a meme about like
Taco
Doritos.
cats.
No,
make a meme about the Dorito nugget.
Yeah. Just take like a picture of like chicken nugget. There's a Vine. You can quote a Vine, but somehow insert Doritos. I don't know how, but there's a Vine that it's like this one chick's like, I got 69 cents. This one person's like, you know what that means? And the chick's like, I can't even buy a chicken nugget.
Yeah, I can be honest, I thought that was a dude.
Was it a dude?
I don't know. Maybe.
It was like really high pitched. I don't know. It's been a while.
Chicken nuggets.
I can't buy chicken. Okay, speaking of which, though, I think, isn't it at McDonald's, like, the cheapest chicken nuggets is, like, the 6-piece?
No, I think it's a 10-piece.
I was just doing the math one time. Or
Well,
maybe
no, I think it's a 20-piece technically.
No, because the 20-piece
Well, per
was the second cheapest. It was only slightly more expensive. It is the 6-piece because I did the math. On a per chicken nugget basis, the cheapest is the 6-piece. The most expensive, I think, is the 10-piece.
So
So the cheapest is, or maybe it's the 4-piece. I just know the 6-piece is the cheapest. The 20-piece is only slightly more expensive.
So your average college student guy has done the math on the
chicken nugget,
the optimal
prices.
chicken nugget purchasing ratio.
Well, and I don't go to McDonald's like ever. So this was just one time I was like, look at the chicken nuggets. I was like, this is whack, man. So I just like threw in my calculator. 5 seconds later, I was like, yo, 6 pieces cheaper.
You are a strange beast.
Anyways,
All right.
you know,
Well, boys, you feeling lucky?
I'm
not
feeling
really.
lucky.
Yeah, me either. I'm unlucky to have to spend my Saturday afternoon with these losers.
But Google's feeling pretty.
But Google's
lucky.
feeling lucky. Let's hit it.
All right, so
We decided it was so fun last week. We're just turning this into a proper segment. So
Yeah, we're just doing. I'm feeling lucky like every week. We should.
Why is Bing my auto go-to search engine?
No.
we just binged Google. That's ultimate betrayal right there.
I don't care.
I,
Or it better not be the same thing. I
It
swear.
better not. It better not.
I'm feeling adventurous.
We don't have much time to talk about the Muppets again.
Art Clokey's 90th
Art
birthday.
Clokey's 90th birthday.
What did he do?
Art
Oh, the
Clokey.
Gumby show.
Gumby. Okay.
What the
I
heck
used
is
to have
Gumby?
this like little Gumby. You don't know what Gumby
You
is?
see the little
Maybe?
green guy
The
that makes up
little
the
green
L? Yeah. It's a little green. It looks like a piece of like Laffy Taffy. It's just been like split at the bottom. It's got little arms.
I used to have like a little toy when I was younger that I like always played with in the bath. And it was like one of my favorite toys. I don't know what happened to it. It's probably still in this house somewhere. But like, yeah. I don't know much about Gumby besides that, but
I actually I read a story about the guy who made Gumby. He started it as like a student. And why are you surprised the fact that I just know the origin of the Gumby show?
I'm not.
Luke just knows random things. He never studied in school, but if you just want to know, like,
if you just want to know the
he
stupidest
didn't
things.
study. He just kind of like
he just
I just
somehow
sort of
made it
existed.
through. Yeah.
So I survived. No, he was a student making these stop motion videos, which is actually he was actually one of the pioneers of stop motion video in the beginning.
Interesting.
And it was going like okay, but not well.
Wait, is this from 2011?
He was
though?
surviving. Yeah, so it's Art Clokey, the inventor of Gumby's 90th birthday from October 12th, 2011.
So is he 101 now?
I
No,
would
he's
assume
probably
he was
dead.
be dead.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, he's dead, but I mean, if he were alive,
Rest
he'd
in
be
peace,
like
Art Clokey.
100 years old, and then almost
He'd be
100.
98 years old because 2011 was 8 years
Oh,
ago.
I was adding 11 to 90. See, I can
so bad at
I can figure out the price of chicken nuggets.
And
on
you're
a
gonna
per
work
piece
for
basis.
NASA too.
I'm not gonna work for NASA.
He's definitely not going to work for NASA at this rate.
at this rate.
Anyway, so he was running out of money and he was about to give up on Gumby and just go use his degree to do stuff when he decided to take a trip to see like a visiting religious guy from out of town. I think it was like a Hindu guru or something. And the guy like poured sacred ash on. He would like pour sacred ash to bless things, and he like poured some sacred ash in a little model of Gumby that this guy brought with him. And when he got home, he had an offer from like a major company, and then did Gumby ever after that. So
Interesting.
if your stop motion videos aren't getting off the ground, just go find a Hindu guy. I don't know where I was going with that.
Just go to India. Indian people are magical. We love you, India.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
That's a joke.
PewDiePie.
But anyways, so that was I'm feeling lucky.
That was I'm feeling lucky. Hopefully you're feeling lucky, and if you're not, go pour some Gumby on your head.
No, it's sacred ash.
Sacred ash.
No, it transfers down the line.
Oh.
Power's out of the ash now. It's in the Gumby. So just put a Gumby on top of your head.
But then we'd have to pour them if we wanted their luck.
We'll find you.
Wait, is Gumby in the
For
public
legal
domain
reasons.
now?
I don't...
Because we could do like a
That's
Gumby
okay.
hat in our merch shop that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, correct. Because this is our second episode of the podcast.
Just, okay guys, if you are that big of a fan of experimental reality and Gumby, go buy just a green hat with a Gumby standing on top, and it will give you magical Hindu powers.
No, for sure. Definitely.
For legal reasons, that's
That's
a
a
joke.
Yeah. Disclaimer. Experimental realities does not possess magical power and cannot transfer power through the wearing of the Gumby hat, which we don't have. Boy, this is a podcast and a half, isn't it?
This is an adventure, but they all are.
Absolutely.
We pin this on on YouTube. We
Hashtag
talk about
Gumby.
Gumby too much, we get like copyright strike by the Gumby estate or something.
It may be still alive. It's only 98. Anyway, a really big thing that went down this week in the world is E3. You know, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, which is
that what E3 stands for?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like 3M is the Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about a bit about E3. It was a really cool E3, I think.
Dude,
Hashtag Keanu Reeves.
I was dang it.
I was gonna do it. I was gonna take that.
We love Keanu Reeves here at Experimental
Oh
Reality.
man,
We love him so
dude,
much.
I was
Everyone's-
watching the trailer and I'm like, I was watching like the story trailer and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And then I'm like, oh, the dude got tossed into like the garbage or whatever. And like, there's a guy that just shows up. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And all of a sudden it's Keanu Reeves and I didn't freak, but I was like, I need this game.
Yeah, I told you guys what I'm excited for it. I didn't know that Keanu Reeves was in it, but now it's a must buy.
They also dropped
when it finally releases.
a release date, which is still kind of floaty, but they dropped one.
It's April 2020. Is that right? You want to quick pull that up?
I don't remember. It sounds correct, but there's a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, Keanu Reeves will be playing Johnny Silverhand, kind of a rock rebel icon. He's got like a metal hand. No points if you can guess what color it is. April 16th, 2020. So
you can pre-buy it on Steam, but it says like will become available in approximately however many months that is from here. I don't want to do the math.
Right, now remember, do not pre-order until you have first impressions of it. If you're like, but it looks so cool, Luke.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Even Cyberpunk 2077. Even if you're like, it looks so cool, Luke. It's going to be so great. I want you to go home, grab your release date box of No Man's Sky, hold it to your forehead, and just go, never forget, never forget.
Or even that of Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2. Fallout 76.
But Keanu Reeves.
Just because Keanu Reeves puts his name on it does not mean it's good.
He didn't put his name on it. He's starring in it.
Have you seen the Matrix sequels?
Yes, and I didn't think they were that bad, but I watched them like 6 or more years ago.
See that?
And haven't watched them since.
It's like what we talked about last week with Will Smith. Like, you can be a really good actor and still be in a crappy movie. That doesn't make you a bad actor, it just makes the movie crappy.
Right. And the Matrix kind of made Keanu Reeves' career.
But Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. He's a very good actor. But
he's also just a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. But just remember, no pre-ordering.
What if
Luke,
I've
you
already
can't tell me how to live my life.
What if I've already pre-ordered the exclusive like bundle, like with all the like figures and like all the collectible bundle or whatever it's called? What if I've already pre-ordered that?
Then you better invite me over release day.
Okay.
I have never once pre-ordered a game in my life.
Really?
I don't think I have either, actually.
Nope. I have for...
Actually,
I think I pre-ordered Destiny 2.
There's only been one thing I've ever pre-ordered in my life, and that was 21 Pilots' Trench album. That's not even a video game.
Why would you pre-order an album, though?
So that would come the day of release, because I ordered it on Amazon.
Oh, right. Physical albums.
I'm pretty...
Because I like physical...
Oh, do you?
I like physical media. Yeah, I have a really big like Blu-ray and DVD library at my house, as well as CDs.
I'm pretty sure that like I'm pretty sure, and this is gonna get a lot of flack. Pretty sure when I was younger, I pre-ordered Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Pretty sure.
You see, the thing about these Call of Duty games, I don't even remember which one that is.
It's the one, the first EXO one. The first, like,
that's just, they all just kind of blend into each other.
Although the new Modern Warfare, apparently.
The new Modern Warfare looks really good. Yeah. So they released some footage of the starting. They had people playing the story at. I don't know if it was at E3, but it was during that time frame.
Yeah.
And people like were like talking about it. Like obviously they can't release a lot of details, but they were talking like. They actually cried at parts. Like, physically cried because of the story.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I heard that too, yeah.
It takes a very powerful piece of media to make, not super sensitive people cry. Like, fair warning, there are going to be Endgame spoilers, Avengers Endgame spoilers in about 15 seconds. If you have not listened to it, skip the next 5 minutes of the pod.
What if they haven't listened to it, but what if they've watched it?
If you're deaf and listening to this podcast, what?
We need subtitles on the YouTube video.
Skip the next.
Not it.
No, that's Josh. Look at that.
Subtitles on Spotify. I don't know how it would work.
Anyway,
it'd just be the lyrics.
Anyway, so yeah, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, skip the next 5 minutes. Okay, that's your warning.
We go into this for 10 minutes.
I teared up a bit at the end of Avengers Endgame when Iron Man dies. Not specifically when Iron Man dies, but at his funeral.
The daughter.
With the little daughter.
When they floated his quote-unquote heart across the...
No, that didn't matter.
No, I don't care.
The girl.
The kid and his daughter. And everyone whose life he's impacted. Morgan. Because, I've watched every Marvel movie, except the Thor ones. Haven't seen the first 2 Thors.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I didn't really like... See, everyone likes the first Thor and like hates Thor: The Dark World. Personally, I did not like the first Thor, and I didn't really mind Thor: The Dark World just because, like, I mean, the plot was like really weird, but I mean, it was more interesting than the first one, I thought.
And then there's Ragnarok. That's just like everyone loves.
The
Everyone
Ragnarok,
loves
Except for my dad. My dad didn't like it.
Really?
Your
Yeah,
dad
it
is
was,
just
okay.
boring.
So it was the first Marvel movie you ever watched, right? I got it on Blu-ray. We watched it and he's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not really a huge fan. And then we watched Iron Man. He freaking loved Iron Man. So then when he went back, he was in China for like, I think about 2 weeks, a couple months ago. And when the Captain Marvel was out, he went to Captain Marvel. That was his first Marvel movie in theaters. He went to it in China. And he actually enjoyed that one.
Kind of a bad
It's
choice
okay.
for a
It's-
first Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought he would like it though, because it's a very
the
like
theater.
comedical. Oh yeah, you're talking about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really liked it. I think mostly because of the '90s nostalgia, because like that
That's
was when he
fair.
was like in high school, college. So yeah,
But yeah, at the end of Endgame, because Iron Man had been my favorite character throughout the entire MCU,
for sure.
except for Agent Coulson. I'm a huge Agent Coulson fan. I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anyway, Iron Man had been my favorite character throughout the entire series, and like, you know, you see him go from this like depressed, alone alcoholic.
well, he doesn't start off with that. That's like Iron Man 2.
Well, yeah, but he's okay. So he goes from this idiot playboy guy.
He starts off as a heavy. He starts off as an alcoholic.
Well, yeah,
playboy.
he's still
Yeah.
he's an alcoholic playboy.
He's not.
really
He's not
smart,
depressed
intelligent
and
guy.
going through like the mental
Yeah.
toll.
Right, but you see him go from that like alcoholic playboy to like
Only caring about himself.
yeah, only caring about himself to like, all right, I
complete
have like
narcissist,
one
yeah.
friend. And then he loses his girlfriend. Like she won't talk to him anymore, and he cuts off one of his best friends in Captain America. And he goes through all this, and then comes through to be a better person, and then is gone, like
Literally, like
a snap. Oof. No ASMR.
ASMR snapping.
no.
No, I will hit you. ASMR me slapping Josh.
As
But
I
you know,
snap.
you see at his funeral all these people that care about him, and he like reconciled with his girl and had a family together, and like all these people whose lives he's impacted, and he's gone, and it's like, oh.
Although, have you guys seen the hissy for Endgame?
No, I haven't. I saw it come out, but I haven't had time to watch it yet.
And I mean, there was one character that like it blew up on the media because everyone was like, "Who's that? Who's that?" The one kid like standing in the background
yeah.
was the kid from Iron Man 3, and like in theater, like I saw him and I'm like, "Is that where he's from?" And sure enough, like media was blowing up trying to figure
Yeah, I
out.
Googled
I thought it was like Vision or something, like a kid Vision. I was like so confused. I was like, I don't think so though.
No, I was like, yeah, that was hard. That was rough.
I don't think that.
It was a really good movie. Really good
Endgame,
movie.
I don't know. It was like one of those movies, like, it doesn't really work as, like, its own movie, but, like, it's kind of just, like, a big, like, fan service. Like, we love the fans.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like, if you're breaking it down from, like, a critical, like, what a good movie is, I mean, it's, but, like, from, like, a, hey, this is, like, what everything's been working up to, and, like...
It wouldn't work without context.
Yeah.
It's a good
Right,
movie.
right.
It's structured well, but like without context, it's
Right.
But that's the issue. Like, I don't think it's that well structured. Like, there is no, like, conflict. It's just kind of like, oh, yeah, we're just going to go through time. And, like, I don't know, there's a few parts, but, like, one thing that really bothers me is they don't make Tony Stark choose. They don't make Tony Stark choose. Like, he does kind of at the end when he does the snap thing, and kind of, like, chooses between he and Thanos and, like, still being alive and, like, helping his family. But I wish they would have, like, made him choose, like, either we have to go back in time 5 years and I lose my daughter and, you know, like, I won't be married or anything again and we can save humans, or, like, I don't know, I just didn't like how they just kind of brought everyone forward 5 years. I don't know, it just, it's from a conflict, like, more movies perspective. Like, I don't know, I enjoyed the movie, though.
here on Experimental Reality. We critique movies now, apparently.
Hey, this is like the biggest... Endgame was one of the biggest pop culture phenomenons
yeah.
in a long time.
Isn't it sitting at the second most?
I think it's...
Coming for you, Avatar.
Has it?
No, it passed Avatar.
Did it pass? Avatar was the biggest.
No, it was Star Wars Episode 7.
Oh, no, because that's... Star Wars Episode 7 is bigger than Avatar in domestic...
Yeah,
But worldwide,
revenue.
Endgame was
worldwide,
bigger.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Avatar's bigger worldwide.
Sorry,
than-
Avatar's bigger worldwide. And I believe Endgame has passed it.
Has Endgame... I think Endgame's past 3 billion.
Close.
I know. Endgame.
So many.
I know Endgame passed Avatar in like box office revenue.
Okay, well
At
then
least
that's
here.
it's number one.
So.
I think worldwide...
Do you want to pull it up quick, actually?
I think worldwide, Endgame is the highest grossing one. I think the only one that beats it domestically though is Episode 7. But that's because like Episode 7 grossed really well in the United States, and then didn't do that well outside, which makes sense.
Ooh.
Endgame is still $600,000 behind.
But this is as of when?
That's a good question.
Because this could have been. For a few
Wikipedia
weeks,
usually has the highest.
They're usually fairly.
You say
recent.
like you always hear Wikipedia.
This was May 5th.
May 5th. So there's been plenty of time
It's a
since
hot
then.
minute.
Yeah.
So do you want to see if Wikipedia says it?
Sure.
The first movie to cross $1 billion in.
I know it crossed in like 11
there.
days.
There's a thing from 2 days ago that said. I just saw an article from 2 days ago that said Endgame will probably not pass Avatar.
Oh, oof. Yeah,
It ended up being about 50,000 or
50
Oh,
million.
50
it's
million
close,
behind.
though.
It is close, but there's not a
Okay,
lot
a
of theaters
million,
left.
but it's close.
When you're dealing in a scale of $2.7 billion, it's...
Oh, that sucks. I would thought it would actually pass 3 billion too.
I didn't realize Titanic made that much money.
Well, I think that's adjusted
I believe
for
it's adjusted for
inflation.
But here's the question. Why, in heaven's name, did Avatar sell so many tickets?
Outside of the United States, is it really well?
I guess, but like...
I think
I don't know,
there's
there's nothing, you don't look at the trailer and
I
be
think
like,
there's-
wow.
So I think there's a lot
They
of the
do.
3D. It was like
At the
first,
time.
like,
I guess it was
At
the
the
big
time,
first
it
3D
was
movie.
the first that was the most CGI ever used in a film for that. Like it was a couple years ahead of
its
the
time.
competitors.
I guess.
And it was big 3D. Like 3D technology was like brand new. Now it's kind of just like a gimmick that they tack on at the end.
I don't even
like,
go see him
It
anymore.
just makes
Yeah.
my eyes hurt.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that you experience 3D once just to say you've done it, and then
There's some movies where you like watch the
Yeah.
trailer and like, that'd be cool in 3D. But like to me, like to my parents, they'll do that. They'll be like, oh, that'll be a cool movie to see in 3D. And I'm like,
I think it works best with like epic scale movies rather than because a lot of the up until Infinity War and Endgame, a lot of the fights were like 6 guys fighting 5 guys or like 4 guys fighting 1 guy. Like that's just how superhero movies were for a while. But the Hobbit movies, I believe Josh, you and I watched those in 3D. The second 2.
I think I saw. Yeah, I saw the first one in 3D and at a giant IMAX screen when I was in
Right.
China.
Those are really cool in 3D. Right. They like just the whole like where you sweeping over the battlefield, showing, wow, look at how many orcs these are. You're like, oh, that's a lot of orcs. Like, cause you can, I don't know, 3D is cool.
it seems like you can like feel that they're there, but like you obviously can't. It's just visual, but
Yeah,
I get it.
I don't know. I get headaches as it is, and then 3D movies just exacerbate that problem
I don't watch
significantly.
them
Yeah.
So
what
what
about we started talking about E3 and we got talking about Endgame.
entertainment, right? What
so
else?
E3.
What other big news is there coming out of E3 besides Keanu Reeves, the biggest news possible?
The
You
watch-
like called it because there's just a ton of single player games being announced. Like did you see a new like multiplayer? I mean, besides the Pokemon one where the new Pokemon game where
so
they like
weird.
teased being
Yeah.
able to like meet up with your friends in Pokemon,
Come on, Pokemon, you can do it.
but like
I mean, I guess Call of Duty, the new one, but even that seems
even
to be
that-
focusing a lot on the single
Yeah.
player. So yeah, you have like Cyberpunk 2077. You have like
how
Watch
dare
Dogs.
you disgrace that name?
Sorry, Keanu Reeves. I love you almost as much as Jason.
we didn't kill your dog, we promised.
We didn't kill your duck.
If they reference John Wick in Cyberpunk, Game of the Year, Game of the Century,
Game of Forever.
Yeah.
So
Game
Cyberpunk
of Thrones.
2077.
Oh wait, no, that sucked.
It
Should
should
not have
good.
been Bran.
The ending
It
was-
should not have been Bran.
Okay, anyways,
That's
E3.
no, it's not a Game of Thrones.
E3.
Anyway,
Yes.
so I was gonna say Cyberpunk 2077. Watchdog Legions actually looks lit. Like I want to
It
see a
looks
grandma just
interesting.
be up
Okay,
people.
wait. Tell me about this because I haven't heard of. I saw the name and did not have any time to research.
Play
it.
as anyone.
Like literally anyone. You just pick like
Okay,
a random
so-
person on the street and you become them.
So the concept is essentially like there it's some sort of like military force
set in London in the future.
yeah
Yep.
a military force like took over and is like very very controlling police or whatever.
Think
And
like Advent from XCOM 2.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay.
and so like there's essentially this uprising that's starting, and there's essentially it seems like it's an open world. And you get to, like, they first announced it as, like, play as anyone, and a lot of people were like, I don't like that, because if it's going to be a story-based game, I want to, like, have a single character that I grow and connect with. But they focus the organization that essentially you're working for, and you're able to quote unquote hack other people and play as them, but you don't actually hack them. What you do is essentially you're like, hey, we've got, like they used in the trailer, we've got a drone problem, and then the guy that you're playing at has a voice line like, oh well, there's this one guy that I've been like had my eye on, and they're like, well, we need somebody more for drones rather than like a beat 'em up type guy. And he's like, oh, fair point. And there was like this one guy that was like kind of getting ornery with the police force or whatever, and he like quickly like hacks in, like sees like his profile and is like, this guy. And like he tries to like, he gets in a little thing and he's like, okay, time to do work, and he like puts on a mask quick and like runs over and starts fighting. And then I think the guy he was trying to get ended up getting arrested, and your guy actually like got in a car chase and then got out and ended up getting like blown up by a drone, like shot by a drone. And so like he's just gone, and then it like brings up a menu with like all these lists of characters that like are in the organization, and you just get to pick, and then wherever they are at the time, that's where you go to. Essentially, you play as them, and the character that they picked was this like old grandma lady,
the retired assassin.
yeah,
Or whatever.
yeah,
Dude.
and she had like this drone, like it was a really cool. I'm pretty sure it was a montage. It wasn't the actual like just the gameplay there, but it was like a montage of like going through like the network of ducks to like hack in or whatever, and it was really cool. It's not something that I'm like super hyped for.
I
It
know,
seems
man.
cool.
Well, okay,
But-
so
Just from your description, I'm already hyped for it.
yeah. So it doesn't seem like there's like a single like play, like a big like narrative, like as far as like a single character. You're
The
following?
narrative focuses on the organization
You're
rather
building
than the character.
Yeah, you're building like it's basically like you have to recruit people to build this organization to like kind of fight back like this Big Brother type threat.
Oh, I don't know, dude. There's something about resistances and resistance stories gets me every
You're
time.
just a rebel, dude.
This is what the third
Rebel without a clue.
This is the third Watch Dogs game, I think. I haven't played either of the first ones.
Me either. I don't think you. It doesn't look like you have to have.
No. Well, I think there's a general story. It's the same world.
Yeah.
I think
But
the first
there's
two-
such a big jump between 2 and 3. Well, there's this whole theory between all of Ubisoft's games being connected, like Assassin's Creed, technically taking place in the same universe. But I'm pretty sure, like, 1 and 2 seem very distant from the Legion.
That and the first two, I think, are set in Chicago. This one's set in London.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also really love games set in Britain. I don't know why. Something about British in general. I like
It's their
British
accents,
music.
man.
It might just be the accents. British music. I've been listening to like this Scottish guy's podcast. It's just in general. I love the UK. It's cool.
Why don't you move there?
Because Brexit is Brexit,
Because
Josh.
Brexit-
My ancestors Brexited. I can't go back.
But
I would love to study abroad there, though. That'd be cool.
yeah, that'd be. I kind of wanted to do that
Yeah.
too.
All right, boys, to Britain.
Let's go right now.
Oh, wait, I'm
Fan
poor.
meetup in Britain for the one person that listens to us. There.
Crickets.
Yeah, can we crash with you?
But yeah, so Watch Dogs Legion actually looks like it might be the kind of revival of the franchise. The franchise never really died, but like when and hopefully they actually stay to what they released at E3, because the first game
It's true.
they released, it looked really good. It was very cinematic, really, really cool, and then it flopped. Like, the quality wasn't there. The second one, they're like, oh, parkour is cool, so they threw that as one of, like, the big mechanics in the game, which was cool, but...
apparently the first one sucked. The second one was actually pretty good. I've just never actually played it.
Yeah,
So,
same here.
yeah.
You know, it's one of those things, you see it on Steam still, and you're like, well, it could be cool.
And see, I have plenty of other games. Like, when you have, like, 100 and some games in your library, you're like, maybe I should just play this other game a little bit
Yeah.
more.
And then you end up on YouTube for hours.
Yeah.
That might just be
or
me.
something.
I do that and play games.
I only have one monitor.
I multitask.
See, I have one monitor, but it's a big
Hey.
monitor.
Sometimes I use my phone for the YouTube videos.
I don't know what point you were trying to prove there, but cool.
You don't need 2 monitors.
Okay, fair enough.
As long as you have 2 screens.
All right, tonight
Yeah.
I'll watch YouTube videos while playing games.
Proud of you.
I think I'm going to get roped into playing Fortnite tonight. So
Way to
we'll see.
multitask. Hey, hit me
Fortnite?
up.
Oh
Wait,
my
there
gosh.
might be an update. I might play with you.
Okay.
If you
yeah.
want.
Hey, my brothers like it, and I can play crossplay
That's
between
right.
Switch and PC. So
That's right. Yeah. I'm not a huge Fortnite fan. Full disclaimer. I've played it not really. I'm
It's
not.
not very good.
I'm not very good because I haven't played it.
Well, there's such a big skill gap now too.
I miss early Fortnite. You remember when we were just chilling in your dorm room playing on Xbox, building a pyramid and just living to like the final three?
Like you'd walk into like the random street, pop down like 3 pyramids, and then just sit under one of them and just like wait. And then all of a sudden you'd hear somebody walk by, and then they walk by again, and you're like, and then they'd like blow it up, and then you'd like run out and try to kill them. Like,
dude, like,
early Fortnite
was great before everyone just suddenly became architects.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
it's like you shoot at somebody and they throw up the Taj Mahal, and you're like, this isn't fun.
The most building that we used to do is like maybe a wall to stop shooting, and they actually stopped shooting at the time.
Oh no, it's got a wall.
Yeah. Or you'd box yourself in, and people would be like, okay, time to get closer.
Oh,
so they
he's
just
got
come
a fort.
closer.
Look out.
Yeah.
You build like a tower, and you'd be like, I am the king of the land.
Yeah,
and now,
like 1x1s were the like god tier builders.
Absolutely, this is the greatest. And then you like, now you take a pot shot at somebody, and they've already got like, I don't know.
They got a Stairway to Heaven already.
Yeah, Stairway to Heaven, and somehow they're already behind you. You're like, it's been a second and a half.
The thing is like people like they have like the creative mode and everything, and like people like kids and adults literally go in there and just practice building. Like them and their friends just spend like 2 hours just building, and then like maybe half an hour actually playing.
Yeah,
I'd rather just play Minecraft at that point.
Minecraft is good.
I'd rather just play Fortnite for that hour right away.
Yeah,
and be done,
and then get
switch
killed
to
by
something
people
else.
with way better walls than you.
Trump would be good at this game.
But you know what wasn't at E3?
This is not a politics podcast.
You know what wasn't at E3? Any Fortnite announcements.
True. I was hoping for one big Fortnite announcement.
Although, what surprised me
canceled.
is that new, like, Legends of Zelda, like, what is it, Link's Awakening or for the Switch?
Yeah.
Like that
looked, Breath of the Wild.
That looked
I'm starting to get tempted to buy a Switch.
Dude,
see, like,
I can't.
I really want to, but it's money.
Breath of the Wild is one of the best games.
I know, that's like...
It's like playing Skyrim all over again.
I never played Skyrim.
You never played Skyrim?
What?
Well, because I never... Like, okay, so when it became... Like, when I became into gaming, I was into, like, first-person shooters and stuff, and, like, sci-fi, like Call of Duty, Halo, because those are what, like, I had at the time. Those were the easy to get my hands on. And by the time that I, like, heard a lot about Skyrim and, like, you had played it or whatever, it had been, like, years old, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $60 for, like, a really old game.
Yeah.
Like, I'll play it at some point, but I'm not gonna, like, it's something that, like, I want to play, but I don't want to spend the money on. And I tried playing it, and I got the intro done, and then I discovered mods, and then I modded the hell out of it, and then just lost interest, which is completely on me.
Yeah,
100%.
Skyrim is a really cool game. I've never beaten it because I just get lost doing side quests.
See, I've never beaten Skyrim either, but I've probably put good number of hours in it. I know my brothers beat it a couple times.
I like to I don't want to say role play in Skyrim, but I just like to like get entirely in the head of make interesting characters. So I just created like an illiterate orc named Crom who can't read, so I just refuse to pick up any books or notes or anything.
Nice.
And then
How far did you get?
Crom will just swear allegiance to anyone who asks him to. Someone's like, "Hey, help me out with this task." He'd be like, "Okay." And then he meets, like, the Daedric Lord in there, and the Daedric Lord's like, kill the other guy, and he's like, okay. Crom will just do whatever you tell him to. Crom. Look, I'm not a very interesting person. I have to pretend to be.
He was just role-playing himself. That's...
Yes.
Just with swords.
I actually can't read. What up? I made that
how
joke
do you
last
make
week.
these scripts?
I just slam my head against the keyboard until something good comes out.
It's like if you had like 1,000 monkeys just type on a keyboard, eventually they write Shakespeare or whatever that is.
I'm just the smartest monkey.
He's just the smartest monkey.
Any other exciting E3 announcements? I was really surprised they didn't... Sorry, I asked and then started talking again. But I was surprised they didn't show anything about the new Elder Scrolls game.
Was it even officially confirmed yet?
Yeah, they had that like teaser.
They had
trailer.
that teaser that was like just like panning over the mountains. It looked beautiful, but that was it.
I have
solid.
That was like a year ago.
Zero excitement for that though, because they're gonna use the same Gamebryo engine that they've used for like every game for like the last. Yeah, they're not going. They just basically like they have this like crappy engine. They just keep piling more crap on it, and like at some point you just need to revamp your engine, but they refuse to.
That reminded me. There was a multiplayer game announcement. Fallout 76 Battle Royale. It's happening.
Take me home. Country road.
Like, it looked interesting, but just with everything that they showed, it just... I mean, Fallout 76 is kind of a flop in itself. 100%.
No, it's bad.
Apparently, they're getting their Canvas Vagues finally. Those guys who...
The ones that they promised like an hour or a year and a half ago?
yeah, like 6 months ago, I think.
Great job, Bethesda.
I like Bethesda generally, but lately they've just, I don't know.
Been awful.
Yeah.
They're kind of coasting on their laurels at this point.
Yeah.
Resting on their laurels.
I don't know. There was talk though about the new Elder Scrolls game, and I guess I forget his name, but like one of the guys said that they're wanting to make it like a 10-year game.
Yeah, okay, what he meant was it's kind of like Skyrim. How Skyrim
Yeah.
has been relevant for almost a decade now, like 8 years or whatever. He wants it to be like something that people are still like playing 10 years after it's released. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how Skyrim is.
Okay, that's
Which is fair. Yeah.
What, Skyrim came out in 2012 originally?
Release it.
It's been out, I think last I checked, 2011.
2011? Okay.
2011, 2012. So it's been out 8 years, I think. Around 8 years. Which, I mean,
Yeah, that's
they
impressive.
did a remaster.
they did a remaster, but regardless, it's...
Skyrim VR. They made that.
Too expensive. I mean, it's
Makes
the
me
full
sick.
game, but...
No, I have played it. It makes me very sick playing games where you move.
Minecraft VR.
I haven't tried that one yet.
I tried that, and
He was sitting down, too.
I was sitting
'cause
down
I'm
and
like,
almost
hey, dude.
fell out of the chair.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, dude, you're going to fall over if you start off standing, so we're just going to sit you in the chair quick. We're going to play. And that was interesting.
I ended up having
My
to end
repertoire
because I
is
got stuck in the
basically just...
minecart.
Nice.
I couldn't figure out how to
Well,
get on the
they don't
minecart.
like show you the controls,
Yeah,
so you
no,
just kind of have to press random buttons, and I didn't remember.
My VR repertoire right now is limited mostly to Beat Saber.
It's fair.
It's a good game. One of my
Saber
roommates
is
has
fun.
it, so
It's addicting.
it is.
Okay, this time I'm not going to interrupt it. But any other exciting E3 things before we have to wrap it up?
Did you watch the Fallen Order trailer?
Fallen Order. Yeah, Fallen Order. I'm kind of excited for. Like, right now, I know it's like not completed, but it kind of looks like, in some ways, it looks like Force Unleashed with better graphics. So we'll see. But at least it's a step in the right direction. EA has this is their third game they released so far, and I've been pretty disappointed by the first two Battlefronts. Like when the old one from like 2000, which granted was a good game, but when the old one from 2005 can honestly beat both of their new ones.
Absolutely. I
in
played that
everything
still.
but graphics. Yeah, like honestly, the only I guess Battlefront 2 now that they've like removed loot boxes and stuff is all right, but I just haven't gotten it after that whole loot boxing, and I'm content playing the one from 2005 because that's still a great game. Especially
Okay.
especially now that they have the servers back up, you can still occasionally get into online games. So
Did did they give a release date for Fallen Order yet?
I don't know.
Want to check that quick?
Yeah.
It's one of those things I'm interested to see what they do because I may get it depending on if it is actually. I'm not going to pre-order it, but if it comes out and people are like, "Wow, this game's actually really good," I might actually get it.
I'm excited for the story, but I want it to be open world. And I want it to be
November 15th.
free. Like I want to be able to be free to do things. So it's actually coming out November 15th of this year, which gives me about 6 months to play it before I devote the rest of my life to playing Cyberpunk 2077.
Also, I'm not a big Borderlands guy, but like the entire world is. But
Yeah,
Borderlands 3,
I like Borderlands. Borderlands
Doom
3
Eternal.
only on Epic Game Store, unless they
Yeah.
cancel
What is
that. Borderlands 3 is going to be an Epic
Really?
Game Store exclusive on PC for 6 months.
For 6 months.
Oh, for 6 months.
But yeah, well, that's 6 months I don't get to play Borderlands 3.
Unless you just buy it on the Epic the store.
I'd say
Yeah, so I can sell my personal information some more.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No.
I think we should finish this off by listing what our top three favorite games from E3 were. I think all of us. Cyberpunk 2077.
So Cyberpunk 2077 at the top?
number one.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
cool.
I think number 2 would probably have to be Watch Dogs Legions.
I
I don't know. I'm
having just from what I know more about Watch Dogs than I do about Star Wars. So that's going to take my number 2 spot.
Yeah, and then I mean, my number 3 would be the new Legend of Zelda game, except for I don't have a Switch. So then it'd probably be the Star Wars game. But I mean, Legend of Zelda game. If I got a Switch, it'd be basically for those two Legend of Zelda games, and then like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like
That's what
Mario
we've. That's
Kart?
basically
Yeah.
what we've
Mario
got.
Kart?
Mario Kart.
The old Mario Karts are better. Like
Really?
Mario Kart Wii is the best Mario Kart lately.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think my top 3 are like Cyberpunk 2077, And the next expansion for Destiny 2, which wasn't really announced at E3, it was announced on E3 weekend, but it was announced from their studios, and they were at E3 talking about it.
Maximum
So
effort.
That's my number 2, and number 3, I'm really not sure. I mean, I'm excited for Jedi Fallen Order, but I don't know if I'll end up buying it. I'll probably watch some playthroughs.
We'll see. Yeah.
But
I think I'm gonna go Cyberpunk 2077. Obviously, it's so cool. It's got Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, who doesn't love it?
Anyway, I'm gonna have to go Watch Dogs, and I'm gonna have to go Star Wars. Just beating Zelda to my last slot there. I probably will own all 4 of those games at some
there
point.
was Breath of the Wild 2, or the sequel.
Link's Awakening?
Is that Link's Awakening?
No,
Yeah,
like
I thought Link's Awakening was the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
That's Link's Awakening is the
I don't know. It looked dope, whatever it was.
was that the like top down like yeah, are you talking about like the actual gameplay or like the like really short teaser that seemed really dark?
The really short teaser, I think.
Like with like it ends with like them being or it's them in like a really dark room with like swirling energy or whatever.
Isn't that Link's Awakening?
I don't know. I don't think Link's Awakening isn't that the new
Okay,
top down?
We'll find this out for you by next week, by next episode. But for now, thank you for listening to Experimental Reality. We'll be back next week with more experimental content. Experimental Reality is executive produced by me, Luke. Our multimedia coordinator is Chayan. General manager is Josh. Music provided by our good friend and Josh's future boyfriend, Jason. You can find us at Experimental Reality on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play Music, and Podbean. If you want to get in touch with us, email us at experimentalrealitypodcast@gmail.com. We can get some stuff, if you have a question for us, we can have a mailbag segment, whatever. Or connect with us on Twitter at experimentalre1. Thanks once again for spending time with us. We hope to hear from you soon, and we'll catch you next week in this Experimental Reality.